UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Murphy. Here's my experience.
I see my haters proud of me now. When I'm around, it's all smiles. I took over my whole time.
To kick this thing off, I'll give this card a solid 5.5, maybe a 6, a strong maybe on 6. This card had a whole lot of grappling dominant fighters, which isn't a bad thing, but it doesn't make for the most entertaining product. The fighter that fought Martin Boudet, I don't know how to say his name, but at 205, I feel like he's going to be a force. The next prelim fight I want to talk about is Mr. Daniel Frunza versus Reeves McKee. Fight of the night. I know they didn't give one out because this fight only went one round, but Daniel Frunza being able to take that much punishment, having his eyes shut and his lip cut open like Robbie Lawler, it was disgusting. But that fight was a really, really fun one. I wish they'd have let Frunza come out for the second round because it looked like he was starting to fire back a lot more towards the end of the round, but it is what it is. When you can see your teeth through your lip, I mean, I have no problem with the stop. But besides that, Victor Henry looked really good in his fight. He was very, very dominant in that decision win, and Barbosa was able to get the first round submission win over her opponent. The prelims didn't really deliver that much excitement, and that carried over into the main card. The first fight of the main card, we had Torres Finney versus Robert Valentin. Fight was an absolute dud. Absolute dud. This fight was the fight I was most excited for going into the night, and Torres Finney treated it like a wrestling match. I think he landed like 10 total strikes the entire night. He had 13 minutes of control time on the ground. Very impressive. Very impressive to hold a grown man down for 13 plus minutes. But when you take somebody down like that, we get it. You got him down. You have to punch him. You have to do something. You had the position to punch him multiple times, but instead you clinched him against the fence. Dana White, do everybody a favor until he figures his style out and what he wants to do in the UFC. Keep that man in the apex, please, because if that was in front of a crowd, he would have got booed out of the arena. I mean, the referee broke it up multiple times. He just went right back to what he was doing. That fight was an absolute dud, and is a very big part why this card got a solid 5.5 rating for me. Next fight of the night, probably the upset of the night, we had Mr. Ode Osborne versus Louis Guerrille. Probably butchered his last name, but Ode Osborne said he has been here. He is true to this. He's not new to this. He was able to get the second round knockout with a left hook and sat that man Louis down on his ass. Fantastic performance from Ode Osborne. He was able to stay up off the ground in the second round. It absolutely starts Louis on the feet. Fantastic performance from Ode Osborne. What does the Jamaican sensation have next in his UFC career? I have no idea, but I will be tuned in. Following that fight, we had a record being tied. We had Mr. Brad Tavares versus Jeremy Mearshart III. Fantastic fight for Brad Tavares. He was able to keep the fight on the feet, and he was able to pick apart Jeremy Mearshart on the feet pretty easily. I mean, he stunned him a couple of times, but outside of that, he tied Michael Bisping's record for the most wins in the middleweight division, and he probably breaks it his next fight. Does he get to finish his next fight? Probably not. I don't know what his fighting style is. It's very okay. I mean, it's not very exciting, but I don't know. Brad Tavares was able to get the win versus Jeremy Mearshart. The next fight of the night, we had Mr. Chang Ho Lee, a new prospect, able to dispatch Mr. Cortavius Romy. Second round beating that looked pretty easy for Ho Lee. I mean, Ho Lee was able to get him on the ground, and he wasn't going nowhere. Either get punched in the face or get choked out, and Ho Lee was able to just stay on top and dominate. Absolutely dominate. What's next for Romeus? I have no idea. You come in overweight and then you get beat up like that the entire fight. That's kind of grounds for UFC termination, in my opinion. I mean, he came here off of the Contender Series, off of a very okay decision win, and he is 0-2 in the UFC as of right now. What did you guys think about this fight? And do y'all think Ho Lee has anything that he can do in the 135-pound weight division? In the co-main event of the night, another big upset. We had Mr. Pat Sabatini versus Joe Anderson Brito. Brito is a man that beat Diego Lopez, and Sabatini did not beat Diego Lopez. And MMA math doesn't work sometimes. Pat Sabatini was able to take Joe Anderson Brito down at will and absolutely smother him the entire fight. This man said he wants somebody in the top 15 at 145, and I'll say why not. He was able to snap Joe Anderson Brito's winning streak. He looked very dominant doing it. This is his second win in a row. In the UFC, you might have a very, very dominant wrestler in a 145-pound weight division. You might have a 145 Sean Brady. What did you guys think about this fight? Let me know. In the main event of the night, we had Lerone Murphy versus Josh Emmett. Two things can be true at once. This man, Lerone Murphy, had a fantastic performance. Lerone Murphy also put on a very okay, stylistically exciting performance. He said float around, sting like a bee, and that's exactly what he did. He was able to not get into a firefight with Josh Emmett, which in my opinion would have been very stupid for him to do, because you can see what Josh Emmett does when he gets in those type of fights. But besides that, he looked fantastic. I don't think he got rocked once. I mean, he's even traded into the pocket a couple of times, but he's very smart to pick and choose when he tried to do that. Outside of him getting slammed in the second round, I don't think he was in any type of ooh or ah type of moment. I don't think he was ever hurt during this fight. He said he wants to fight Mr. Brian Ortega in his next time out. He said he's going to call for a title shot if he was able to finish Josh Emmett, and we know that didn't happen. But Brian Ortega versus Lerone Murphy, do you want to see it? Let me know down below in the comments. Let me know what your favorite fight was of the night. Let me know your biggest disappointment of the night, especially if it's not Torres Finney versus Robert Valentin, because I would be very surprised. But like always, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Be good people. Peace.